welcome into Texans today, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and on today's program, some interesting NFL storylines that might impact your Houston Texans. First, could we deal one of our wide receivers to the San Francisco 49ers? They have some news about one of their wide receivers, so could they be looking to replace somebody in that room? Also, could we deal a running back to the Cleveland Browns? One of their rookie running backs has found himself in some hot water, so we'll break down that story. And then, was Nick Cacerio petty this offseason? Did he do something just out of spite? I'll break that down at the very end of today's program. Before we get going, though, just a shout out to all of y'all. We hit 31,000 subscribers. I gave y'all that goal at the end of last week, and y'all came through as always because we are the #1 Texans channel on YouTube, the #1 Texans community here on YouTube, thanks to great viewers just like you. So if you want to join the over 31,000 subscribers who call Texans Today home for their latest Texans news and rumors, just one easy, simple step. Just go down and hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. My promise is this. If you don't like it in a week, all good, you can unsubscribe, but let me prove to you why this is the #1 Texans channel here on YouTube. If you are brand new to the program, this is how we break down stories on this show. I use a Toro heads meter, so if I give something 0 heads or fake news, that means it's not happening. If I give something 1 Toro head, it's a small shred of truth. 2 Toro heads, people are talking. 3 Toro heads, it's pretty likely, and if I give something 4 Toro heads, H-Town, hold it down, it is going down. So let's get into the first story on today's program. Could we deal a wide receiver to the San Francisco 49ers? I'm going to give this one 2 Toro heads, and I'm going to say people are talking and that there's an okay chance that this could happen. And you're probably wondering, Jeremy, why are we talking about this in the first place? Well, Adam Schefter came out with this bombshell earlier today. 49ers wide receiver Jawan Jennings, who is scheduled to make $7.5 million this season in the final year of his deal, wants a new contract or a trade per sources. The 49ers, they extended Jennings' deal last year, but that does not change how Jennings feels about this year. So if Jennings is on his way out, and obviously the Texans wouldn't, or I don't think they would trade for Jawan Jennings. They added 2 receivers in the draft this offseason. They also traded for Christian Kirk, so they already have somewhat of a, loaded wide receiver room in terms of guys that they're looking to develop or really count on this year. I don't think it makes sense to add another one. But if the 49ers do deal Jawan Jennings to another team, could they be looking to add somebody else? Because you have Brandon Ayuk as your wide receiver 1, Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver 2, and then Jawan Jennings right now is their wide receiver 3. And as you look at the rest of their wide receiver depth chart, they have some good names in there. But at the end of the day, nobody that they really can count on to be that wide receiver 3. So looking at it from the Texans' perspective, you have these 2 teams who, have a good working relationship. DeMeco Ryans, obviously a former defensive coordinator for the 49ers. These 2 teams know each other pretty well. Could they say, hey, we're already kind of on the fence about Xavier Hutchinson. He's a trade/cut candidate this offseason. Could they just go ahead and deal him to the San Francisco 49ers? He's already been in an offense very similar under Bobby Sloak the past 2 years. So the acclimation period wouldn't be too hard. And he's kind of the same body archetype as a Jauan Jennings. 6'3", 205, a willing run blocker. I think could be a decent addition in this Kyle Shanahan system. So my offer to the San Francisco 49ers would be just this. Because kind of similar to the Christian Kirk trade, the Texans are kind of on the way of moving on from Xavier Hutchinson. He might be one of the last guys to make a roster spot for the Texans if he does make the team. So I'm just going to trade him for a 2026 6th-round pick. I want to turn it over to you guys, though. Would you do this trade? Give me an accept or a decline down in the comments section. You be the GM. Get hit with the YouTube ad break here. All good. Scroll on down and give me your answer. All right, next up, could we deal a running back to the Cleveland Browns? I'm only going to give this 1 Toro head a small shred of maybe this happens. I'll give it maybe a 1 or 2% chance, but the reason why this is happening, you missed it this past weekend. Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins, 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State, was arrested on domestic violence charges. new details from Andy Slater did not look good. New details. Cleveland Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins is accused of punching a woman in the mouth while they were in a car together. According to the police report, the woman was allegedly hit several more times by Judkins in other areas of her body. She continued to travel with him and didn't immediately call 911 because she felt bad of the running back's recent success. She says she later spoke to friends and family and then decided to tell the police. The argument started over a misinterpreted text message, she says. If this is true, I don't think Judkins is going to play this year for the Cleveland Browns. I don't see how he suits up if this comes out, that is true. I will give the caveat, obviously, innocent until proven guilty. We haven't heard Judkins' size. We haven't let the, due process kind of play out in this instance. But things are not looking good for Judkins as we stand right now. And as we look at the Browns running back depth chart, the reason why I only gave it one Toro head is because I don't think necessarily they absolutely desperately need one. I mean, Judkins was supposed to be slated as their RB1, get a lion's share of the carries, but they were still going to do a running back by committee. They have Jerome Ford, who they trust, and they also drafted Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. So they don't necessarily have to have Judkins. I don't think he was planned on being their workhorse guy, but they still drafted him in round 2, which is pretty high for a running back. If they are looking for another running back to add, maybe a Damian Pierce, but I just don't see that happening. I only give it one Toro head because I could see maybe the Browns looking for a running back, but in that case, I think they might just end up signing one of the guys off the street or trading for somebody else. Now, coming up, did Cacerio screw the NFL on purpose? Did he say, you know what, I'm going to give you the big middle finger, I'm going to give it to you? I'll tell you why, and why a lot of people think that might be the case. But other than breaking down news, I think I've been bringing y'all some of the best deals on the internet over the past 2 weeks. And today, Fanatics has a fantastic deal. 25% off when you use code HOMERUN on jerseys. Yes, get a new jersey, chatsports.com/Texans jerseys. You can get the Stroud one. You can get Will Anderson. You can get Jalen Petrie. All these jerseys, make sure you use the code HOMERUN at checkout for 25% off. This link will be in the comment section and description of today's video. I mean, 25% off a jersey, that's pretty big, right? So if you're looking for a jersey, but you've never really bought one because you're like, you know what, they're always too expensive, this might be a great time to go check it out. Just make sure you use that code HOMERUN. I'll put that code in the comment section as well as the link so you don't forget it. Go check it out, and hey, maybe get a jersey on the cheap. Never say that I don't got you covered on the latest deals around your Houston Texans. All right, last story on the program. Was Cacerio petty this offseason? I'm only going to give it one Toro head. Small shred of truth. I think maybe a small shred that Cacerio was petty this offseason. And probably asking Jeremy why, but, I've been bringing down this story for the past month or so because the Texans went ahead and, gave their second-round pick, Jaden Higgins, a fully guaranteed contract. And after that, the domino effect has been 30 of 32 second-round picks are still unsigned. And Chargers second-round pick Trey Harris is officially in a holdout. So a lot of people joking online. Brett Coleman, one of many people who've kind of talked about the animosity that Nick Cacerio might face from his other GMs, So the question is, did he do this with the intent of pissing off the rest of the NFL? Did he do this to screw over the rest of the NFL? I'm gonna leave it to you before I give you my take. Did Cacerio make this move to screw the rest of the NFL? Give me a yes, give me a no down in the comments section. I'm interested to see what y'all have to say on whether or not you think Cacerio made this move on purpose to screw over the NFL. I'm not buying all the conspiracy theories that Cacerio did this to spite teams who didn't work with him, trading with him in the draft. I know there was a lot of reports that Cacerio was trying to trade up during the NFL draft. Obviously, that didn't happen. He ended up trading out of round 1. But at the same time, there has to be a reason why he did this, right? I mean, maybe he really believed in Jaden Higgins. Maybe this team really likes him, thinks he was worthy of, first-round money. Or maybe he did this for another reason. Maybe he did this to get ahead of the curve, maybe play a little 3D chess with the rest of the NFL. Either way, Cacerio's move has made shockwaves throughout the rest of the NFL. That's all I have for you on today's show, folks. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, you can do so at Jeremy Chuggs. My DMs are always open. And hey, if I'm made it to the end of the video, must be doing something right. Go down and hit that subscribe button for more Texans news and rumors content all year long.